Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Lexi. I used to be a business analyst for multinational companies in China. Meanwhile, I also have some working experiences on export. China has been developing so fast and the economy is getting stronger and stronger. Many of my Western friends are more and more interested in business and trade with Chinese partners or doing business in China. Today I'm gonna talk about some pros and cons for doing business in China. Actually, pros can be cons and cons can be pros. First of all, as we all know, China is a very big market. Due to one of the biggest population in the world, only India has kind of similar level. So the volume is very large here in China. Let's say if you have 10 million audience or potential customers in China, but that's still a very small share of the total Chinese population. But the other side of it is that it's very, very competitive here in Chinese market, especially that China has kind of full supply chain and being the manufacturing hub. Yeah, we have many goodies that is at a lower cost. So it can be competitive that if people from outside of the country want to do business in China, if you're to selling consumer goods or something. The second pro is that I would say comparing with India or other countries that with many religious influence, that in China there is kind of no religious problems. If you're doing business here and the business is about business, if different regions, that religious thing would make an impact on some business decisions or something, but it's kind of zero problem in China. So the cons part is, I would say in China, business is very largely affected by government policies. 2 years before that, there is a policy for all the students here in China that they can't have some after school study extra work, because in China it's very competitive. Parents used to put a lot of pressure on children on how they study and to do a lot of after school study. They want their kids to beyond other classmates, other peers. So many teenagers, students, they have a lot of kind of after school study and study to very late. And a policy released that they cannot have this after work study, and the policy is for to boost for birth rate. So suddenly that a lot of educational institutions just shut down, and many people just lost their jobs due to this policy. Doing business in China, it's very related to policies. If the policies say no, it's just everywhere just shut down. The second pros of doing business in China, I would say there are a lot of different opportunities, especially some market is not that fully developed. And one of my friends, he's kind of ABC, and he was born in the States and he wanted to do entrepreneurship in China. He also talked about there are a lot of opportunities here in China, but maybe in the States somewhere, and they think that the market is very developed. There are fewer opportunities there comparing with in China, because there are still different opportunities to improve. The third cons for doing business in China, I would say it's very high context in Asian culture. Let's say about negotiation in business or just business communication, there are very high context in Asia. I also have a friend talking about business in Japan or in Europe. They say in Japan they have very high context. In Asian culture, people communicate not that they in very straightforward or blunt way. Sometimes they say A but they mean B. That would be very confusing for if people from Western culture or something. So that could be a problem for business and trade and the negotiation, the collaboration. I don't think language is a very big barrier. Like people chose from suppliers in China, and there are a lot of like sourcing suppliers on Alibaba. They all speak very good English, especially people are in like import or export and trade or something. They have the language skills, so it's like no longer a big problem for English speaking communication. But there could be like the high context between the communication. So these are my personal opinion on pros and cons of doing business in China for people out of the country. If you like something like you're interested in doing business in China, please leave a comment below. Thanks for watching. Bye.